What if the world's true architects are the ones history never names? The hands that steady the ladder while heroes climb. I am not glorifying them, but you have to admit, without a strong base, the structure of hierarchy is impossible. But it's a trap. Society will suck blood out of them. Let's see if you're a beta and what you can do about it. It is not 10 traits or signs video. If you're thinking of that, it's an excavation with Ox's horn and Virgo's keen eyes. This is part 3 of 5. We've dissected Aries' fire and Sigma's shadows. Now we come to the midsection of the spectrum, or down to the hierarchy pyramid, into the Taurus anchor, the Ox's yoke, and the silent betas, or deltas, who bind chaos into order. Chapter 1. The Roots and the River. What holds the world together when chaos threatens to tear it apart? Not the lightning, but the soil that absorbs its strike. Begin with Taurus, the bull. It does not charge, it anchors. They are hardworking and resolute. Picture an ancient tree, roots coiled deep into the earth, unmoved by winds that snap weaker trunks. Taurus is that tree, its strength in stillness, its power in patience. It asks for no applause, only the quiet assurance of dawn after storm. But roots rot when neglected. Society praises the leaders and innovators, while ignoring the ground that feeds them. Now Virgo, the weaver of order. It is the hand that sorts scattered threads into tapestries, the mind that turns chaos into clocks. Think of a stonecutter in a forgotten village, shaping rocks into tools that outlive empires. Virgo's genius is precision, but precision can strangle. A weaver too obsessed with knots forgets the cloth's purpose. In the East, the ox plows, not for glory, but because fields demand it. Its loyalty is not to kings, but to the harvest. The dog guards, not out of duty, but love for the pack. Together, they are the unspoken pact. Work without spectacle, protect without protest. Enter Beta, the base of the pyramid. Imagine a riverbank, unseen, uncelebrated, yet, without it, the river drowns all. Betas are the unsung heroes of the society. Yes, they are weak, but society is filled with 80% betas. It can't survive without them. And by beta, I mean omega, gamma, and deltas, all mid-arches. Now deltas are beta's sharper edge. Yes, they are weaker and introverted where betas are extroverted. They are often antisocial, as they are shy, often not too good-looking. So you understand where the confidence go. But the best thing is they are often loyal, family-oriented, and fluid, means they can change character. Psychology unearths the invisible labor bias Hochschild in 2019. Studies show 76% of group stability relies on bait-like roles. Yet these roles are dismissed as unskilled. Bias alert. Humans mistake visibility for value, worshipping sparks while ignoring the tinder that sustains the flame. Stoicism coldly observes. A bridge is only praised when it collapses. Taurus, Oxdog, they are the bridge. Their reward, silence. Their curse, being forgotten until the storm breaks. But here's the wound. Society exploits the dependable. The ox is whipped to plow harder. The dog fed scraps for its loyalty. Only way is to improve. Betas can upgrade to alphas and deltas to omegas, or even sigma. Chapter 2. The Cage and the Key. What does it cost to be the reliable one? Your freedom or your soul? Beta thrives in the crowd. It is the tavern keeper who knows every patron's name, the teacher who stays late to mend broken chalk. Its strength is connection. Extroverted, eager, the average Joe, and the glue of hierarchies. But glue hardens. Beta's trap is trading selfhood for smiles, mistaking visibility for worth. Think of a dog that barks to warn the pack. They may be not the strongest, but they are useful. Delta works in the margins. It is the night watchman who fixes leaks before dawn, the accountant who balances ledgers while others sleep. Its power is precision, introverted, invisible, the silent fixer. But silence here is a double-edged blade. Delta's trap is becoming a ghost in its own story. Like an ox that plows until its yoke wears grooves into its bones, psychology calls this the servant leadership paradox. Greenleaf in 2020. Those who serve others often neglect their own growth, clinging to roles that promise safety but starve ambition. A study of corporate teams found betas, or deltas, were 30% less likely to seek promotions, fearing they'd abandon their dependents. Bias alert. Society romanticizes sacrifice, calling it noble, while quietly exploiting it. The Taurus that evolves beyond its field becomes an architect of cities. The Virgo that stops counting others' flaws starts building its own legacy. Beta, who evolves, gets to wield the charm that makes their way easier. Delta, who evolves, find peace and confidence that bends reality. But here's the lie. Pyramids need bases, but you are not the pyramid. Stoicism whispers. A tool that cannot reset its purpose becomes a relic. Beta's warmth can ignite Alpha's fire if it stops begging for validation. Delta's silence can morph into Sigma's focus if it stops hiding. Ask yourself, are you polishing the cage or forging the key? Service is noble, but stagnation is a slow grave. Even the ox's lesson isn't endurance, it's knowing when the field is barren and turning new soil. Chapter 3. The Soil and the Storm. What becomes of the anchor that never lifts? Rust, or a relic buried by the tide. Taurus is the bedrock, its hooves planted in the earth, unshaken by chaos, like an oak that withstands hurricanes. Its strength is legendary, but roots that refuse to stretch beyond familiar soil stagnate. The bull that glorifies endurance becomes a statue, admired but lifeless. Stubbornness is the shadow of stability. A farmer who tills the same barren field, season after season, starves while preaching duty. Virgo is the clockmaker, gears polished to perfection. Its mind thrives on order, dissecting chaos into manageable ticks. Precision is a Sigma trait, but yet precision can poison too. The weaver who obsesses over a single frayed thread unravels the entire tapestry. Perfectionism is the cage of progress. In the East, the ox plows with sacred patience. Its sweat seeds civilizations. But when the ox confuses labor for purpose, it becomes a slave to the plow. A 2021 study on workaholism by Shimazu et al. Found those who idolize hard work suffer 2x higher burnout rates. Their identities chained to productivity. The ox's trap, measuring worth in calluses, not harvests. The dog guards with fierce love, eyes fixed on the pack's safety. But loyalty untempered by discernment breeds blindness. A guard dog that attacks every stranger starves its tribe of allies. Devotion without wisdom is a knife in the dark. Stoicism hisses. A tree that does not bend breaks. A river that does not flood stagnates. Taurus must learn when to uproot. Virgo must embrace the beauty of good enough. The ox, it must ask, do I plow for bread or habit? Society will try to stop you. It fears this growth. It romanticizes the selfless ox, the tireless dog, because their sacrifice fuels the machine. Here's the truth. Stability roles are vital, but vitality demands evolution. The beta who learns strategy becomes alpha. The delta who masters silence becomes sigma. Ask yourself, are you nourishing the soil or worshiping the rust? Roots that never seek new ground are just chains in disguise. The storm respects no anchor. It respects the tree that bends, survives, and grows anew. Chapter 4. The Phoenix and the Plow. Is evolution betrayal, or the truest form of loyalty, to grow beyond the soil that birthed you? Taurus stands at the crossroads. One path, the familiar field, furrows deep as graves. The other, a forest, where its strength builds bridges, not barriers. The bull's dilemma. Tradition is safe, but legacy demands risk. A farmer who tills new soil may starve a season, or feed generations. Virgo clutches its tools, torn between polishing old gears and inventing new ones. Precision is its compass, but innovation thrives in imperfection. In the east, the ox feels the yoke crack. It could keep plowing, or smash the harness, and teach others to forge their own. The dog's muzzle trembles. It could bite the hand that feeds, or learn to hunt. Their crisis is universal. Does service mean slavery, or can it be a choice? Beta and Delta hover here. Beta, the crowd's darling, aches to lead, but fears losing its beloved status. Delta, the ghost, wonders if stepping into light would melt its power. Betas are called selfish, Deltas arrogant, for daring to want more. Society punishes their metamorphosis. So is Zeta right. Stoicism's verdict: a tree does not betray its roots by reaching for the sun, it honors them. The ox that teaches plowing becomes a mentor. The Virgo who step outside the perfect world dilemma grows. Growth isn't rebellion, it's resurrection. Yet revolution is a siren song. Burn the field, and you starve. Burn too gently, and the weeds return. The answer: neither stagnation nor chaos. Taurus must till and explore. Virgo must count and dream. Beta must connect and lead. Delta must fix and invent. The societal pyramid cannot function without its middle and foundation layers. Yet this structural necessity doesn't dictate that specific individuals must permanently hold this life tree. Subscribe, and thanks for watching.